many of you are going through one of those weeks, one of those rough times where it's just hard, school's getting on your back, your boss is getting to you, it's just real rough? Tell me, anybody who's having one of those weeks where it's just getting really, really rough? Understandable, God bless you, okay? Now, today I want to start off with a story, just to set the mood here, okay? This event happened a while back, I believe it was my 7th grade year. There's this kid I knew, real great kid, always laid back, but for some reason he was always trying to get caught up in the gang violence, but I never understood why, right? So I remember he came to school one day, and he's completely just hurt. He has a black eye, has a knot on his head, bruises, scratches, everything, knuckles are all red, and I asked him, I said, hey man, you know what happened, are you okay? And this is him in his nonchalant tone, right? Huh, are you talking about this? Bro, funniest thing happened, you missed it, wouldn't even imagine. I had this cat, right, real cool cat, it scratched me, I was running down the stairs, slipped on a banana peel, fell down, bumped my head, and here I am. So I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, that's cool. I'm glad to know your cat, is that violent. But I knew he was lying. But I didn't want to ask him any questions. That's none of my business. And at the time, I didn't know that he was trying to get caught up in the violence, the gang violence. So I'm going home from school, and I see this big crowd, huge crowd, crowding up at the bus ramp. And I look over my shoulder and I'm walking home. It was a half day. And I hear everybody screaming, hey, hit him, kick him, beat him. And the administration goes over and breaks up the fight. They say, stop it, get him off. And then what I found out was that same guy I was talking about was ambushed by 2 different kids from a different gang. And the reason why he was so bruised previously was because that was his initiation to get into a gang, right? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking like, wow, this is crazy. What made him do that? What caused this fight? Was it because of his gang affiliation? What's stimulating these youth to do this? And I tried to tie it with my abnormal life. Now, all throughout middle school and elementary school, I was always that kid. I was obese, I was made fun of because I was too smart, I did all my homework, turned everything on time. People thought I was the nerd, and trust me, I know there's people out here that feel where I'm coming from. And I want you to listen to me, okay? I was made fun of because I didn't represent a hood, or because I was a virgin in the 5th grade. And for some reason, this was just something that was abnormal, right? But to them, it was just, hey, if you're not doing this, then you don't belong with us. And I just want to ask a question now. How many of you has ever been into a situation where you felt that you didn't belong because of specific disadvantage or because of thoughts? Anybody? Anybody ever felt like that? And I understand that. Once again, God bless you. And I want you to really listen to what I'm saying here, okay? Everything, every thought, every negative opinion that anyone has ever told you and that made you believe, I want you to get this through your head. It is not true, okay? It's not true. Everyone inside this room, everyone outside this room, we all withhold intrinsic value in which makes us special in our own way. Can we not see that? Now, there's 2 theories I want us to think about today, okay? Behaviorism theory and the sociological functionalist theory. BFC created the behaviorism theory, and it stated that we are all a lump of clay being molded in the hands of society in which we perform actions that are rewarded and avoid those that are punished. Sociological functionalist theory views society as a system of highly interrelated structures or parts that operate together harmoniously. Now I want you to listen to this. Operate together harmoniously. Now we all know that our peers are the ones that mold us, whether it's for the good or bad, right? With that being said, instead of using all this to break one another down, why don't we be carrying scope to see each other's creation? Because I can guarantee you that the outcome is going to be much more significant than you think. Now this is where we're going to start. We're going to say, well, hey, Devante, you're talking about good stuff, but how are we going to do this, right? Well, easy. Stephen R. Covey, he created the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Any of you ever heard that book? It's been used all throughout high school, elementary school, middle school. And later down the road, he decided to make an 8th habit, from effectiveness to greatness. It was kind of like one of those situations where it was like, oh my goodness, dude, I forgot it was one more step. Here, I'm just going to put it in, you go ahead and buy the book. Great, right? Fortunately, I decided to create my own steps to building the youth. And they go as follows. Step 1, we must first accept ourselves, know ourselves, and accept others. Step 2, we must be proactive instead of reactive. What I mean by that is getting involved, trying to do, bullying prevention, things along that nature. Now, step 3, working to motivate one another. And if later down the road I happen to add another step, I'll let you know, maybe. Okay, so step 1, accepting ourselves and accepting others. Now, I gotta think about this. I was always raised around that thought that in order to accept others, you must first accept yourself. It's kind of like that cliche, in order to change the world, we must first change ourselves. And when you think about this, a lot of times we can do this through extracurricular activities, and I'll explain that later. But ways to do this, now these are easy now. You can sit here and you can ask yourself a series of questions. What do I want out of life? Where do I see myself in 20 years, 2 years, or even 20 seconds? what do I really feel is my goal here, my passion here? What is it that I can do that makes myself confide in me, right? Now, once you've got that through your head, I want you to really listen to this now. We got to focus on accepting others. And you're going to sit here and say, accepting others. Now, like I just previously said, sometimes we're going to go back and say, I can't be in that group. You know, they're too snobby or they're too great or whatever the case may be. You know, you have people that think they're more superior than you because of, hey, this person has a physical disability, they have a mental disability. He or she is homosexual, transsexual, bisexual, whatever the case may be. They make fun of you because of the clothes you wear, how you talk, how you act, stereotypical ghetto birds, emo kids, and most importantly, those who lack self-esteem. Now, I want you to think about this. Now, listen to me. These are just all opinions and views based off of other people. We shouldn't judge one another because of what we wear, because of how we talk, because of our sexual status, and definitely because of our physical or mental disability, right? What we should simply do is just accept one another. We just got to move on, just accept each other. Now, this can be a bit hard because sometimes people are going to say, well, hey, you know, I was always raised to think this way. And you know what? It's your mind. Use it how you want. That's okay. But accept that person, okay? Accept them. And here's a great theory that I've been raised around. And it's kind of vague, but I hope you get what I'm saying here. Now, I'm glad that Caesar was just talking about how we have the micro, talking about the cells and everything, because this is great. So we're all basically made of cells, right? And we can agree that the universe is based off entropy. Now, entropy, what it basically means is the universe wants everything to be in the simplest form. Now, here we go. These bacteria cells inadvertently bonded. It created skin. It created organs. It created tissue. It inadvertently created us. Now, it's a bit vague, but I want you to listen to this now. If we're all made of bacteria cells, what makes your bacteria cell more superior than mine, right? And here's another thing I want you to think about. Anybody know who Lucius Annaeus Seneca is? Anybody? And for those of you who don't, this is going to be great when accepting other people because Seneca, he's an essayist during the period where Rome was discovering a new philosophy. And this philosophy was called Stoicism. And he created a essay in which was called Tranquility of Mind. And this essay was basically telling everybody to just accept life, accept the ascribed status you're in, and move on because quarreling would only make it worse, right? So in this essay, he stated, apply good senses to your problems. The hard can be softened, the narrow widened, and the heavy made light by the skillful bearer. Now, the heavy made light by the skillful bearer. This was very motivating to the people of Rome because they were struggling at a point where they were trying to survive in their own city. What he basically said was, hey, if you're a slave, understand that you're in that ascribed status, accept it and move on. Now, I want you to try to tie this in when you deal with humankind, okay? Just accept it and move on, right? Easy as that. Now, step 2, being proactive instead of reactive. I didn't know about myself as much as I did until I joined the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, ROTC for short. Big Brother, Big Sisters of Tampa Bay, Metropolitan Ministries, Student Government Associations, everything along that line. Anything I had to do with the community, I was there, okay? Usually when you're being proactive, you're the ones that always, you just take initiative. You want to be the leader. You want to be first. You always want to help, get involved. And when you're reactive, you're the person that acts accordingly. So something happens and you just react accordingly to it, right? Now when you're being proactive, this works well in building relationships with people inside and outside the community. Because what happens is you getting involved, you're not always going to have the same conclusion or the same view that you had at once because you're looking from different perspectives, right? Now here's a prime example. When I was in SGA, we did it was a student government conference. This were all of the schools, different governments from different schools. We all came to Hillsborough, my school, and we all came to share our ideas, find out how to promote awareness, or how to just make our school work together as one. And like I said, this works really well because normally when you're getting involved, you're forced to communicate with people you don't really know until you talk to them. So not only are you building bonds with these people, not only are you building bonds, but you're physically and mentally interacting with them. And here's a great example of that. When I was in GROTC, we had this thing called the Raider Team. Now the Raider Team, this required intense teamwork, communication, and physical fitness. Clearly it didn't do that much for me, right? But anyway, in this march, it's called the Rucksack March, there's 8 members. You're dressed in complete BDUs. You got your canteen, you got your cap, trousers, pants, boots, the whole 9 yards. And then we carry this rucksack, which is 40 to 50 pounds. You either fill it up with sand or you fill it up with weights. And then, it gets better, you got a 100-foot industrial black rope, and it is heavy. And in this group, we all have to share it, and this is a 5K run, okay? everybody has to share it. Everybody has to carry the rope. And if you're an arm's length away from your partners, then you're disqualified. Now, usually when you're doing marches like this, the team always ends up shedding tears of pain, and at the end shedding tears of joy. But you don't notice until the end that this bond between you and your team is actually growing stronger. There's always that person that's over dramatic, crying, oh, I can't do it, I'm just too tired, man. Then you always have that one person that is just screaming in your ear, come on, man, keep moving. And it's like, dude, we just did 200 miles, what's wrong with you, right? So here we are, and there's this guy on our team. He's really cool, really, really great kid, really great kid. And he came up to my command, and he said, oh, Street, I promise you, I don't think I can do this. I am too tired. Can we just walk? And my commander said, yeah, we're gonna walk. He lied, obviously. And it was funny. It made me laugh because he knew that in order to beat the other teams, we had to run. And that's the only way we can beat them, right? So as we're doing it, we started running. Here he is falling behind. I'm telling you, it was just so funny how he thought about this. He said, man, we're really gonna walk. The odds of us walking was like asking Peter to eat meat. It's just not gonna happen. So here we are, we're running, and once I have the rucksack, he started falling behind. He's like, but wait, you said we were gonna walk. And he stopped. And then here I am, I decided to be the motivator. I got behind him, I said, hey man, we gotta keep moving, we're a team, we can do this together. And like I said, funny as it wasn't until the end that the bond between me, him, and the team has actually grown. Now just imagine if we did this on a more global scale. You don't have to actually do a rucksack march, but just literally, get involved, let's be proactive. I guarantee you, think about it, the outcome is so much more significant than you think. Step 3, working to motivate one another. Now fortunately, this is a step we all have, we just don't use that as much. You use this when you're playing tug of war with your team. You use this when you and your little sister, little brother ganging up on your mom and your brother to throw water on them while they're in the shower, because trust me, I do that all the time, right? And we always use this, but we don't use it as much as we should. And I can tell you something, our media, they're very strong. They can sit here and they can make a compilation of videos that can either be discouraging or encouraging. They can make videos talking about Republicans, Democrats, people of specific occupations, and trust me, these are powerful, right? They're powerful. And I know a lot of us were always raised around that thought that sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt me. Anybody ever heard that saying? Let's face it, sometimes words, they hurt. They hurt sometimes. And what you gotta realize is that we have to watch what we say. Prime example. A couple of months ago, a 14-year-old by the name of Jamie Rodemeyer. Anybody ever heard of him? Jamie Rodemeyer. He committed suicide because all the kids at his school were making fun of him because of his sexual orientation. Now, this child is 14 years old. Okay, I want you to understand that. 14. And he committed suicide because of all the peer pressure, the hates, and the bashing he got from people the same age and even younger than us. Okay? Younger than us. Folks, we got to understand. Our words have power. When Dr. Martin Luther King gave his I Have a Dream speech, he broke barriers for people of all ethnicities, races, occupations, and religious backgrounds. Abraham Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address, November 19, 1865, 146 years from today. 146 years from today, and that speech is still the most patriotic and inspirational speech known to man. Yet we still feel words have no power? Folks, we can do so much better. We really can. Instead of laughing at the kid who falls down at practice, let us motivate them. Motivate those kids that are exceeding in academics to extracurricular activities. Even lend a lending hand and ear, attention to those that need help getting on track. Let's do these things. The most important thing you can ever do is just acknowledge someone. Let them know that they're there. Let them know that we're equal. You can walk down the street and see a random person and say, hey, good afternoon, good morning. You can even give them a nod, and simple things like that could suffice. But we don't do it. Why is that, right? Let me just say this now. I saw our generation and the generations to come. And I must say I'm extremely impressed, and I'm satisfied. But they won't stay this way if we let the little things in life impede them from achieving their goals. We can achieve so much if we simply follow these 3 steps. Step 1, we must first accept ourselves, know ourselves, and accept others. Step 2, we must be proactive instead of reactive. Step 3, we must work to motivate one another. Now I can assure you, sometimes these won't always work. That's life. It's simple, but that doesn't mean to give up. Try it with your own approach. I mean, honestly, what do we have to lose? Now, folks, I want to end off with this. Each and every single one of you inside this room, you're all beautiful. You're all talented. You're amazing. You're smart. You're everything. You're marvelous. You're drop dead amazing in your own way. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And for those of you who need a little bit of words of wisdom, I want you to think about this. September 8, 2009. President Barack Obama gave his back-to-school speech to the students at Wakefield High School. And And as he was coming to his conclusion, he spoke about two people. He said J.K. Rowling's first Harry Potter book. This book was rejected 12 times. 12 times before it was published. Michael Jordan, he missed several shots, been cut from the team, and lost several games along with his team, but he has once said, I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Folks, don't give up. We're gonna have challenges that we feel we can't beat, and that's true, but except you have to understand, that's where it's a matter of faith and determination. Two great virtues that we should all have. We shouldn't let go of this. Think about it. And lastly, for those who really need some type of encouragement, I want you to think about this. As he's coming to his conclusion of his speech, President Barack Obama stated that some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who have had the most failures. Thank you all. You really are amazing, and God bless.